はい、おはようございます。クビコリーマンです。はい、毎日やってるシャドーイングなんですけれども、もう少しやり方を変えようと思います。ね、もう少し言うと、内容を変えようと思っております。でね、このやり方、内容を変えようと思ったのは理由が2つあります。2つ。はい。1つはですね、そもそも飽きたっていうところ。そもそも飽きた。うん。やっぱね、このフレーズっていうのをなんか、読んでるとですね、本当に身になってるのか、その辺疑っちゃいけないんですけれども、そもそも飽きたっていうのがあります。もう一つはね、ゴールに取ってないんじゃないかっていうのをちょっと思ってきました。ゴール。僕のゴールね、もう一回言うと、ネイティブ並みの日常会話のスピーキングができる状態っていうのがゴールなんですね。ただ今のやり方ですと、なんだろうな、フレーズ、熟語、イディオム、こんなのをなんかちょっとリピートしてる風に近いんですね。なので、今日からは、日常の会話、これをですね、まるっとコピーすることにしました。はい。じゃあちょっとね、やっていきたいと思います。Make a situation where you can escape into your native language. Make a situation where you can escape into your native language. Escape to numbers. Go to a place where you can speak only that language with decorate or some of you totally understand. But if you in your life, you create a situation in your library, in your room, in your house somewhere, just in hours. I don't know, maybe a day, I don't know your situation, but if you could create an environment where you have no choice, but you use that language, you cannot escape, meaning you cannot use a native language as a crush at all and forced to use the studying. Of course, if you're lucky to live in a country, live in a place where people speak a language is studying, great. But you have to go out and interact with people. It puts your husband in a place, no choice but to speak very hard and very scary, very embarrassing for a sport. If you take time to find a place to make environment comfortable for you, where you comfortable making this mistake and asking question is very variable in the learning process. I totally did it. My Japanese wasn't very good for a long time, but I started making friends who could not speak in English. Actually, I did this kind of hobby, and I joined a group and I school to where I could learn hobby. Everything in only Japanese. People in Manila openly spoke Japanese mostly and making drinks and food. And later night on the weekend, everybody speak only Japanese. I couldn't communicate even simply in Japanese. I have no hope of keeping that ship together. Asked me to think the words they were using and try to learn those words, those patterns, as well as how to present. I was learning vocabulary, people around me. Only possible. So try to do that. Even if you can do it within your house, it's super helpful, I think. Watch TV and movies in your target language with the subtitles. Tip number for these movies in your target language without subtitles. So I think that watching with the subtitles can be very beneficial. So if I'm watching something, if we wanted to something watch subtitles on great, but something's fine. I can, in my case, too much about reading subtitles and forget to listen. So maybe you see a movie in the target language review timers with subtitles on. Try to types off. Think about it. The characters, about the words that you can look up the later dictionary, but try to do the way focusing completely on the way people try not to use the subtitles. So kind of play around a little bit. If it's difficult for you to hear, you can actually turn on the subtitles in the languages of the movie as well. That's something I've done. And like it's very useful actual words spoken in Japanese purely on the screen. Sometimes it's easier for me to catch a word if we use it visually and hear it at the same time. So another way to kind of explore how you can use TV and movies is to actually turn on the closed captions, the words on the screen in the native languages of the movie. So This is sort of 2 points. Number 1, watch movies with subtitles in your native language. To watch movies with closed captioning only, closed in target language, native language, you can try to dodge TV and video. Don't bring a dictionary to your lesson. Tip number 5 is don't bring the dictionary to your lesson. Okay, so give me a second and here. I understand the dictionary, especially electronic dictionary. We have them at once, very convenient. Of course, it is important to use them in great research to have. However, one thing that really bothered me, and I think that mentor that helpful for the student is one students in the lesson and practicing a conversation, and then reach a point in the conversation to know the words they want to use. They know the native language and don't know how to say it in their target language. They pull out in the dictionary, they say it to the person practice partner in your lesson where they have a limited period of time, just a moment, and then look it up on the phone. Takes few seconds, the flow of conversation stop, and then say a word. It's like, well, no, that's not. You don't have that ability to do this at a conversation with a native speakers. Most people, if you go to the bank and try to bank over, we already gonna pull the dictionary and sit there try to communicate. Just moment, as you look up at each word you don't know. No, if you do that, not a real conversation. So instead, try using the different strategy. By that mean, if you find a word you don't know in conversation, explain the word to your conversation partner. Maybe they know the word. If you're speaking with a native speaker, this is the chance for them to teach you. I find that people take the time to teach me a word. I remember the word much better than just looking up at my dictionary. So I try to resist. Maybe you can bring the next lesson, but don't use it. No, try not to use it in your conversation practice. It just destroys the flow of the conversation. Instead, practice the skills, describing the vocabulary. Words do you want to do, and learn how to ask, meaning of the heart. Ask for vocabulary words from a partner. You can use the expression, what a word means, blah 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 blah. So this is an opportunity for you to describe a characteristic of something. Find a different way. You can use body language. You can whatever. You have a lot of tools. Try not to use a dictionary in the conversation because it's not. Try and respond to common questions. Number 6 is a quick one. Number 6 I have is just to train the responses to common questions. Train the common questions. So for example, common question in English, hey, how are you? You should know how to answer this question. Just have a default response. I'm good. If it takes you a long time to answer the question, hey, how are you? You need to practice. I think that is a practical indicators. Sometimes I ask students questions like they have quite got an idea how to respond. Just get the quick responding. Hey, how are you? Yes. I'm good. That's a very common question. Think about it. Just default. You can spell it out. How's you? What's up? What do you want in? Just a handful responses to train them quickly. How are you? I'm good. How are you? 長いな。ちょっとね、今回は英語に関する英語の教師が話すなんか10箇条みたいなそんなのをちょっと真似たんですけども疲れますね。でもこっちの方がよりリアルな会話に近いっていうところでちょっと見よう見まねでまずはやってみます。1週間ぐらい。はい。